All right. Well, welcome everyone to the 2022 annual meeting for Harbor WildWatch. Every year that we do this, it seems crazier and crazier that another year has passed. But I think that, the fact that we're having so much fun, time just passes by quickly. So welcome everyone for being here tonight. We are going to have all sorts of stuff for you to learn about tonight, about what we did last year. We have a fun video highlight. You're going to hear about the programs we did, and then we'll give you a sneak peek into 2022 as well. We also have a couple awards and some recognition for some amazing folks. We'll do a quick financial outlook, and then we'll end with some upcoming events that we have that we want to make sure you all get on your calendar. So we'll start with our introductions. We are so very pleased to have an amazing board of directors. We actually just held our first quarter board meeting 2 days ago, and some of our officers changed a little bit. So I'm very pleased to introduce Mary Buell as our now president, just 2 days in. So thank you so much, Mary. Of course, Howard, he has been our chair for our president for the past 3 years. He has now stepped into the vice president role. And so he is actually going to provide so much support and institutional knowledge for Mary as she takes on her first year. We also have Sarah McDaniel as our secretary, Anthony Pennington as our treasurer, and then our 3 directors, Tom Larson, Tim Lopez, and Peter Bordel. So a huge thank you to our board members who help make sure this organization keeps operating. We also have our 3 staff members, myself, Lindsay Stover, and we have our amazing education director, Rachel Easton, and our amazing science specialist, Stina Troyer. And you're going to hear from each of them tonight and a little bit about what they have been up to. And then, of course, we always like to start our programs with a reminder of what our mission is, why we're here, why we do what we do, and why all of you are members and supporters and donors to the work that we do. So our mission is to inspire stewardship for Puget Sound and the Greater Salish Sea by providing equitable learning opportunities about the environment to our local community and beyond. It was a few years ago, I want to say it was 2018, that we added that beyond to our mission. And back then, I don't think that we could have foreseen how far that beyond reach would get, especially because of the pandemic. And Rachel's going to touch a little bit on that beyond tonight. So speaking of Rachel, I would love to introduce her. As our education director, Rachel has over 10 years experience with Harbor WildWatch and even more in the environmental education industry. And so as our education director, she's going to take you through kind of the story of the numbers of this past year, what we did, and we even got to go and do some things in person. So Rachel, take it away.
Thank you, Lindsay. All right, so in true pandemic fashion, we of course stuck to our wildly successful virtual programming, where we basically live streamed to Facebook and TikTok for those people that couldn't meet with us together in person. They still got the ability to kind of join us on the beach, even if their feet didn't get wet with us. So you can see the majority of our programs took place at the beach. We did 88 walks, and we had just over 400,000 viewers. And we really stepped up our ability to do beach walks because we started doing nighttime beach walks. So you'll see in our little video slideshow some of our nighttime programs that have been really successful and very, very well received. We did some walks at the estuary, mostly Donkey Creek and Minter Creek, looking for salmon. And then we also did some wetland programs as well, where we got out into the forest habitat and did some programs there. We did 6 Peer Into the Night dives, and we had 13,000 viewers for those. And then our Cocktails and Fishtails program actually was really been tremendously successful as well. We've been able to host people from all over, and so we're able to really take advantage of this digital platform of Zoom and reach out to even more people who ordinarily we wouldn't, we couldn't pay to fly them out to our location, but we can easily do a Zoom presentation with them. So that was fantastic. And then we did a number of MacKenzie House programs. And these were really kind of easy for us to do because we were in the office anyway. We were there taking care of our animals, and to just shine the spotlight on some of our exhibits that we have in the MacKenzie House was really one of my favorite parts of the year. We did 28 programs that happened within the MacKenzie House. Go ahead and take us to our next one, Lindsay.
Hold on, it's trying to move.
No problem. So we were able to do a very small number of in-person programs in 2021. Our community science program went forward with what we've been calling kind of our skeleton crew of really dedicated volunteers. They have stuck it out with us in just, you'll see in the video, some of the worst weather imaginable. It was cold, it was wet at night, it was beautiful and sunny, and also wet during the daytime monitoring events. But we did 62 of those events, and we had 613 participants, so that was really fantastic. We were able to do a number of guided walking tours. So we did 1 beach and 3 salmon tours this year. And it was really kind of interesting because we weren't sure, were people going to just attack us because it's the first time we've had a program in like a year and a half, or were people going to be cautious, or what, so, and it was really very different. We had one walk that had like 2 people, and we had another that had like 20 some. So we had a total of 73 participants there. We were able to do our touch tank program during the Christmas tree lighting in MacKenzie Brothers Park. So we had 559 people come out to that event, which was really great. And then in July, we were able to open the MacKenzie Visitor Interpretive Center with the help of our very dedicated city volunteers that help us to run that visitor information side of things, as well as some really great Harbor WildWatch volunteers who helped out during the interpretive side with the animals and the exhibits. And so we were able to serve over 4,000 people.
So I'm not sure what I want to promise everyone. Rachel and I went through this whole slideshow right before.
100% went through
just
everything
to make sure. And I'm not sure why it does not want to advance right now. Oh man, I'm gonna do what I did last time. Sorry, everybody.
Perfect. So next we're going to be talking about our youth programs, which are the relationships that we have with existing school kind of relationships. And then we actually, because of our efforts in doing virtual programs, a lot of kind of word got out about our organization. So we were able to do and reach more people digitally for our youth programs as well. So we didn't do any like in-school workshops at all because schools were largely closed off to outside visitors. It was a very kind of interesting time where teachers were figuring out everything that they were doing, but we were able to do a couple of in-person field trips, which was really great for our Explorer series, as well as to do a handful of virtual Zoom lessons with students. And then we were very, very successful with a digital field trip where we would, I would take kids out mostly to Shark Reef on Lopez Island or Salt Creek, or locally here in Port Orchard, and students would watch a video of Stina and myself in the field and then have chance to ask us questions. We would pause whenever we wanted to elaborate more on something. It was super fun, and the teachers really enjoyed it, and we had some, so I've already had some repeat questions. When can we do that again? So that's how I know that we're doing a good job, is when we get those repeat visitors to our programs. So in kind of our summary here, that we have to do this views and participants, right? Because half of our digital, more than half, and then we have some in person. So in kind of our digital realm, we've reached over 500,000 different viewers, which that just blows my mind that there are that many people out there excited and wondering about the CLC and tuning into our events. We did nearly 2,000 in-person participants for our programs there, and then just over 8,500 for or 800 for our youth programs, for a total of 551,000 views. And then at the very bottom there, I just today tallied up our TikTok views for all of the videos that we produced on that platform. So I think we're at 463 videos that were made in 2021, and grand total across all of those 400 some programs or videos, we're at 39 million views on those. Like, that is insane. So in addition to the programming that we're doing where people can tune in for a longer event and watch, they can also just watch a minute of Salish Sea informational content, which is a really easy digestible format. So fantastic. I'm super proud and pleased with that. And now I'm going to show you a little video that kind of highlights the highlights of our year. It's heavily program focused. A lot of it is taken right from those live video streams. So you can sit back and enjoy this. I won't feel bad if you turn the volume down. It is a little, the music's a little loud, but here we go.
Salute all of our amazing, very wet, very soggy volunteers. Thanks for being out here and, you know, doing science. Love it. Lovely husband.
Date night.
We are all. Oh, look at the color of that
one. Send extra limbs, put it on the front to me. To be near. Swallow up the day's romances, spit them out. Second chances, and when you're done, we'll still be as one.
What'd you buy?
Come into your
Notice the really large pictures that are tipped in black. That's also that they have eyes.
come into your
You're not gonna turn around? Show us your mermaid hair, Sina.
under our skin, we're filling in.
We are out at the beach at Tunbridge.
It's a winter picture print.
The height of intertidal fashion.
Swallow up the day's romances, spit them out as second chances, and when you're done, we'll still be as one. Come into your
Also, it's really crabby. So much got a beautiful 6th grade sea star here. And cover, essentially, I would be underwater too.
come into your
And their scientific name, Strongylocentronus slovakia. Definitely a sweet worm.
we are all slaves to the stars. It's not the same. Love comes around the sun. Chances are we'll be gone. We are all slaves to the stars. It's not the same. Love comes around the sun. Chances are we'll be gone.
Right up to his butt feathers. That's about as deep as he'll go. beautiful. I'm gonna use my boot are just species of jellies that we have.
Come into your come into your
What do you see up
What are
there?
you saying, honey?
Fish. Fish.
It's really hard to fit an entire year's worth of content into just like 4 minutes. But we managed to do our best. Just to give you a little bit more, I'm going to turn it over to Stina Troyer, our science specialist, and she can get to the awards portion of the night, everybody's favorite part.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, we definitely do a lot with our 3-person team and can't do it without the support, of course, our board and our fabulous volunteers. And boy, are we excited and looking forward to 2022 when we can open up those programs to more of our lovely volunteers and participants. Yeah, we still get to recognize some amazing humans. And I get to, talk about awards. So our first award tonight is our Partner of the Year. And this goes to the company Wild Human, with a big shout out to Tony and Eric. I don't know if you all know, but making websites is an expensive business. And these two just dedicated environmental lovers, donated their time and donated their expertise to really just bring us one heck of a beautiful website. We were talking earlier, we're like, we think this maybe started in 2019. Lindsay was about to have a baby. And so, pandemic things occurred, but we were able to launch this beautiful website, which has just really met a lot of our needs. It's super efficient, especially when it comes to, streamlining things like our volunteer process, as well as memberships. It's just been a really cool thing to launch this year, and definitely will be super helpful as we get going again. So big cheers to these people. I think there might be I see a couple of you on, so I'm going to open the floor, and I don't know if they would like to pop on and share what a highlight or any words of wisdom, but yeah, just turn it over to either Tony or Eric to say hi.
I don't know if I have any words of wisdom, but one of the cool things about doing projects like this is like you pretty much get to touch like every single aspect of like your organization, like we get to, like I have to build out pages for, everything you're doing. So it really gives Tony and I a great opportunity to like really learn about all the amazing things you're doing. And I'm involved with a number of nonprofits on the Oregon coast, and just added another one actually 30 minutes ago, the Alaka Alliance. They're trying to bring sea otters back to Oregon. And not really your site, but like your programs are kind of constantly coming up as points of inspiration and things that like we as other groups can like strive to do, because like it's really impressive. So Tony brought this project to me. I'm super thankful that he did, because you all just are like in my opinion, like a sterling example of like what a small team can do and like have this huge presence. So it was a pleasure to work on it. I know Tony is on maybe on the tail end of a date night with his wife. So I don't know if he has anything to say, but I just wanted to get that out there. So thank you all for letting us be a little part of your world for a while, a little longer than we anticipated.
Well, I don't know if everybody can hear me. My name's Tony. I'm the other half of Wild Human. I am on a date with my wife. It's date night. We have 2 small kids at home, and so kind of had to just make it work. But with all that said, I apologize for any background noise or video, but hopefully you can see me. We were super happy to support Harbor WildWatch. When we moved to Gig Harbor in 2018, we were looking for a specific type of community. We were looking for a place to raise our kids and a place that prioritized the environment. And so when I started looking around, Harbor WildWatch immediately jumped out. And luckily, I just made a connection with Lindsay, and Eric and I started Wild Human to work with organizations like Harbor WildWatch because there's so many resources going to the programs, and sometimes websites and digital stuff and communication can be really expensive. And while he and I aren't able to be on the ground volunteering as much as some of your other amazing volunteers are able to do, this is something that we could do to help. So thank you, Harbor WildWatch, for letting us help. And like Eric said, be part of your world. So thank you.
Thank you both. This is where we virtual high five. And Tony, that's why y'all are partner of the year. Thank you both so much for all of the time and energy you put into making such a beautiful website. So cheers to that. And maybe we'll see you at the beach in 2022. You're welcome to join anytime.
You're at the beach tonight for that amazing sunset with all the little kids.
Do you have candlelight flickering on your face?
It's a fire.
Fire, okay. That's beautiful. Maybe another cheers to what the adaptability that is possible with the digital format to bring you here to accept an award on your date night. Thank you for being, thank your partner for sharing you with us tonight.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, round of applause to those folks. And moving on to our next and final award for the evening is our Volunteer of the Year. Rachel did mention our skeleton crew of community scientists for all those beach monitoring events that happened this year. There was about maybe 10 or so different individuals who came out on the beach with us, and one of them was Kenzie. And so we're excited to recognize her because she, I mean, we had an awesome team, but in addition to volunteering out on the beach on hot days in the summer, in the middle of the night in the rain in the winter, she also made it possible to keep the doors of our visitor center open. So she extended her volunteering to the Scansey Visitor and Interpretive Center. I know she made a couple Saturdays happen. We wouldn't have been open without her on those days. And so Kenzie's just one of those people that, you know, in coordinating those community scientist things, you know, it's going to be a good time if Kenzie's at the beach. And so look at that. And also a cheers and shout out to her because both Rachel's children and Lindsay's Bodie love this girl. And so you know you're a rock star when the kids are your fans. So cheers to Kenzie, who of all people is the biggest fan of a gunnel I've ever known. So, and I know Kenzie's also on the line. So I was wondering if maybe Kenzie wanted to share it doesn't have to be a beach monitoring memory, but I have a feeling that might be where it is, but maybe a highlight from that program, because we've been able to work with you ever since Mike had you as a student. So we've been doing this for a while. So Kenzie is somewhere on there.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me okay. Yeah, I am so thankful to have Harbor WildWatch in my life since maybe 2019, I'm thinking. But yes, after graduating in 2020 and like the crazy year that it was, Harbor WildWatch has been such a positive force in my life, and I just have enjoyed so much everything I've learned from volunteering on the beach and everybody I've met. It's such a great community combo with the environment. It's just everything that I love, people and animal wise. I think my favorite memory is probably some of the pictures that you're showing right now to our visit at Salt Creek. That was like a very cool place and just such a fun time being around so many knowledgeable people, all just going around and nerding out about fun animals on the beach, and just doing interpretation to strangers that would walk up next to us and be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" So I think that those pictures there are my favorite time with Harbor WildWatch, although it's very easy to choose a favorite memory because there are so many. So love you guys so much.
Thanks, Kenzie. Thanks for joining us again, joining from California as you're out there peeking at grad school. So I know we're rooting for you, and if you ever need recommendations or anything, I think you're already past that because you're about to knock some stuff out of the park here. But
yeah, much appreciated.
Yeah, awesome. Well, big round of applause for Kenzie, and cheers to all her years of service. And yeah, I'm gonna pass it back over to Lindsay here. Thank you, Stina. And I'm so glad that both of our people that we were giving awards to were on tonight. Tony and Eric, and of course Kenzie. I will share. So as you all know, Bodhi was born in March of 2020, and so hasn't had a lot of interaction with people. Doesn't know very many. And our trip to Salt Creek was the first time he was meeting kind of a group of people. And he did great. He adjusted and adapted. Well, a few weeks later, we went to the Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium, and we walk up to the touch tank area, and masked and everything, Kenzie is there, and Bodhi recognized her and pointed her out and was very excited. So that was just incredible to see that. So thank you very much, Kenzie, for being someone that everyone, the kids love. So I have just a couple items for you tonight, kind of to wrap up our evening. I do want to share our financial snapshot of where we are in terms of 2021 for revenue and expenses. And you can see that we brought in $219,000 in revenue. And you can see that 57% of that is in grants, 42% is in donations. So that includes individual donations from people like you, Steward Club membership, corporate sponsors, is kind of all in that category. And then you can see like the program fees and the other, very, very small, because we weren't doing in-person program fees typically that we've done. So grants and donations really sustained us this past year, and we are so grateful for them. We were also able to apply for a couple COVID relief grants and forgivable loans, which we were so grateful for. It made up for some of the revenue that was just not going to happen, like corporate sponsors and some of the grants that didn't continue funding. So on the expenses side, you can see it's real cut and dry. Most of our dollars, 92% of them, go to the wages and the program supplies to deliver the programs. And a very small percent, 8%, is in administrative costs. So we are making sure to steward your donations and the grants that we receive to make sure that the majority of that money is going towards delivering the programs that fulfill our mission. Next, we have our amazing 2021 funders. We are so thankful for the Russell Family Foundation, who has been a grantor of ours for many, many years now. We are in their backyard and they've supported us for so long, and we're grateful for them. The Rose Foundation is actually out of California, and they have a Puget Sound mitigation fund that we have been very lucky to be a part of for the past 3 years now. We have another grant from them this year that Stina's going to use to do all sorts of community science monitoring. Of course, our amazing relationship with the city. Not only do we lease the Scanty House for $1 a year, but they also support us with monetary funds through the Lodging Tax and Advisory Committee. And so we're very grateful for that. That helps keep the Scanty Visitor and Interpretive Center open and operational. We also had amazing partners: Pierce County, Pierce Conservation District, some of our corporate sponsors, American Family Insurance, all three of the watershed councils, KGI, Chambers Clover Watershed, Puyallup River, our bank, who we've had a relationship for a very long time, who sponsors us every year, Kitsap Bank, Trust Olympus is another local company that has supported us. And of course, BECU and the American Family Dreams Foundation. Now, those are the grantors, the entities that are supporting us, but you saw from that pie chart, 42% of our donations are coming from individual sponsors and donations as well. So thank you to all of you, our Steward Club members, our donors, for supporting us financially and allowing us to continue to deliver our mission. So now, quick sneak peek into 2022. So we have talked about this a little bit. It's basically how we did the end of last year. We went into a hybrid format. So we moved away from virtually everything digital to a hybrid format, that will basically mean that all of our traditional outdoor programs will continue to be in person, but our indoor programs will continue to be digital. So things that moving forward will be in person are our Parents of the Night program, our walking tours that we do in the wetlands, and then the beach, and then later in the year in the estuary. We will continue when Omicron drops a little bit and we're allowed to get back in the schools, we will begin doing those K-12 STEM workshops and getting them back out into the field as well. We really, really hope to be able to do our Make Waves annual benefit in person this year. We've had 2 years of digital programs, and we want to get in front of all of you again and just feel that camaraderie and support. So that's planned for October. And so for those digital programs that we're going to keep doing for now, Cocktails and Fishtails will continue to be digital, and some Steward Club events. We're still going to do some science at the MacKenzie house digitally as well, as well as some other programs. So we're going to have a split. We hope to have more in person this year than we did last year, but I feel that our team is really ready. You know, we've got 2 years under our belt with this, and we're ready for anything, right? Yeah, we are very excited about this upcoming year and the possibility of doing more in-person programs. Speaking of programs, these are the ones that are coming up for Cocktails and Fishtails. Stina's put together a really great lineup for us, and we've got someone talking about sailors and seabirds, and then probably the most exciting that I am, we actually have one of our former Sea Stars and Beyond student who is now a student, and he's going to be presenting about some of the work that he's been doing. And he also comes back and volunteers for our community science program. So we're excited to see Chris Gendry. And then we're going to talk about coastal community science as well. So Stina's got some more dates. These are just the next 3. So get them on your calendars. We're also going to be sending you a list of them. So if you aren't already receiving our weekly email, make sure to contact Stina so she can get you on that list. And then we're so excited that we are going to be doing our Parents of the Night, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday in person. And we just can't wait for it. So we hope you all will join us as well. I have to end by saying that we have this amazing digital platform now, and it's all at your disposal. So everything that we have done in the last 2 years is online. So if you don't have a Facebook account, that's fine. All of the information within a few days of being posted is put on our YouTube channel as well. So you can visit that at any time. Rachel has also just figured out a great new way to share our TikTok videos on YouTube. So YouTube is a great resource if you are not on social media, but if you are, please follow us, share our content with your friends, your family, if you have any groups. The majority of our programs that we're delivering are free and fun, and of course there's learning involved. So thank you everybody tonight for coming. We hope that you will continue to support our programs moving forward, and we really, really look forward to seeing you and hopefully at some of our volunteer events that we have moving forward. So thank you everybody for coming tonight. Thank you Rachel and Stina for being amazing educators. Thank you to our board. And we are just looking forward to another amazing year. So have a wonderful evening, and we will see you next Saturday at Parents of the Night. Have a great evening, everyone.